welcome back. And if you joined us late today, my special guest is Denny Yarbrough, and she is a television show producer, an author, a speaker. I could take the rest of the time, but I want to talk about you and what you brought to this program today. And I want to talk about something called Legendary Leaders.
Yes, thank you.
What is that?
So Legendary Leaders is an organization that we started this year, and we just had our launch about 4 weeks ago. Had a great turnout. Our tagline is helping people put their dreams into action. So if the Lord's calling people to media, if they feel that they're being called to media, writing a book, writing a magazine, radio, production, editing, things of that nature, we're pulling in all of our resources and doing workshops to help them catapult that dream into action. We're actually having a media workshop on March the 3rd. It's open to the public, and it's at 1600 Oak Brook Parkway in Norcross, Georgia, from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And we have some amazing producers, actor, talent agent coming in to speak to the people and to help them learn how to start producing your own show, or learn how to be a talk show host like myself and yourself, and just helping people kind of answer questions, because people have a lot of questions. You know, when I first started doing television, there was a lot I didn't know, and you know, thank goodness that we have those people around us that can help us. And my agent, Stacy Robinson from the Robinson Agency,
Yes.
she was the one who actually helped me start my show, and then she passed the baton off to me, and now I'm able to produce my own show. So I want to go out and help other people learn how to be able to produce and do things. God said, I gave you these resources and I gave you these talents not to keep to yourself, but to help other people and to share that gift. So that's what we're doing. It's called Legendary Leaders, and we're helping people put their dreams into action.
I think that's beautiful. And many times people will say, oh, I've always thought I would like to, but I've been afraid.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about television or radio, but anything that they would want to get into, you have to take that first step.
That's right. Step of faith. What's the opposite of fear? Faith. And if we keep running in fear, we're stopping ourselves. So if God's telling you, you know, I listened, and we had literally 5 sponsors within the first 30 days to do our pilot and to do our first 4 shows. So if God's in it, He'll provide, He'll give you provision, and He'll make a way for that to happen. And, you know.
Now, so you do speaking engagements as well, don't you?
Yes, ma'am. We do a big conference once a year. We just did Breaking Chains Conference, a deliverance conference. It was amazing. We had lots of people delivered and set free. And we're probably going to be doing a millennial conference next year. So we're working on that, and we do a big conference. We have different people come in, different speakers. I'm happy to go out and speak if anyone needs, you know, a word on encouragement or hope or leadership or anything of that nature. But really our message is to give hope back to a hurting world and to hurting people.
And it seems to me it's needed more now than ever, and especially with young people who are seeking a fulfillment in life and maybe the direction that they need to go.
Yes, I agree. You know, everything is rooted. Whatever happened in your childhood, people carry that into their adult life, and they don't realize all the baggage that they're carrying, and they can't move forward, and they can, but I think there's a hindrance of moving into the greater things that God has for them because of that root, whether it's a root of abandonment or a root of rejection or a root of I'm not good enough. So if we stay in the presence of the Lord, and I'm preaching to myself, if we stay in the presence of the Lord and seek Him for everything, what does the Word say? Seek first the kingdom, and all these things will be added
unto you. Mm-hmm.
So I encourage the young people in the next generation to find their niche, you know, a lot of it's identity crisis. People don't really know who they are. Somebody may have grown up and somebody was bullied and said, you're ugly, you don't matter, you're not good enough. And then they carry that in their adult life. Maybe God's calling them to television, but they don't feel they're good enough or pretty enough or can speak well enough. But if God created us in His image. It's not who we are, it's whose we are. So if we get that mindset, we're doing the work of the kingdom. We're here doing, this is kingdom work. This is for God's glory. The enemy wants to, what does he want to do? He wants to bind our mouths and close our mouths. He doesn't want us to speak and speak life and speak those things that God's, God's word. I call it the sword, God's sword.
Well, now
I get excited.
You go out and you actually go out from the Atlanta area where you live, and you're willing to speak at conferences and things.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If that's what the Lord's calling and the door opens and I feel led to go there, absolutely. Yes, I would be happy to do that.
I think a lot of people, you're sitting here and you have quite a message that you are so in tune with the Lord that
Thank you.
you depend on His guidance
Oh, gosh.
for which door to walk through. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a problem for some people.
Well,
Maybe we're not advanced enough with our faith, but a lot of people would find that very difficult.
well, I'm glad you touched on that, because when we are in tune with the Father and when we do listen and we do hear His voice, we don't have to worry about a door, because He's going to open a door. I just got a phone call last week from a broadcast. We want to air your show on our station. Thank you, Lord. That was God. I didn't do anything. I picked up the phone and they were on the other end. That is God, because I have faith and I trust Him, and I know that He's going to make a way. He's going to do that. He's going to open those doors. If He's called you to do it, He will open those doors. And I'm going to say that over and over. If He's called you to do it, He will make a way. And that gets me excited.
That's a wonderful message, too, I think, to give to young people who are struggling with, what will I do? Can I do this? Right. Do I have the ability to do this? Can I find a job?
Yeah. Listen. We got to listen, but we got to also have that relationship, that covenant, if you will, being in relationship with Him.
Okay. Yeah. That has to come first.
Yes, absolutely. Like you and I are sitting here having a conversation on a couch in a chair. Go in your prayer closet, in your car, in the bathroom, wherever you are. He's always there. He's listening, having that conversation like you're speaking to your best friend. He is our best friend. But just, Lord, what do you want me to do in this situation? Do you want me to go over here, or do you want me to be over here? Even with jobs, pray about that job, and He's going to put you where He wants you to be, and He's going to move you when it's time to be moved. I call it an assignment. Wherever we're on assignment at, when it's time for Him, when that assignment's up, the test can be good. I was told that the other day. I always used to say, I'm being tested. It's so hard. But we have to look at the testing as a good thing. It's a good time, because that's where the elevation comes, and that's where the promotion comes from the Lord. I truly, strongly believe that. Do you believe that?
Yes. Yes, I do. But sometimes it isn't easy.
Oh, it's not easy. Yeah. I mean, look at you, how long you've been on television. You're legendary. But I'm sure you had to go through some stuff to get to where you are today, just like we all do. You got to go through to get to. And it's not an easy journey, but in the long run, we are victorious. And in the long run, it brings us joy doing what we do, because we're serving the Lord. And there's joy in that. That's where I get my joy from. That I'm not just on television just to be on television. I'm on television
for a purpose.
For a purpose, for His glory.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like this show that we're doing. I come in here and do this show, but it's more than doing a television show.
That's right.
I try to find people that have encouraging words to spread, because the world, it seems to me, we need encouragement more than ever.
Yes. Yes, we do. We need to be building each other up, not tearing each other down. We need to be, like you said, encouraging each other, sharing a nice word, sending a nice message to someone, congratulating them. Maybe it's their first time getting their first job or getting their real estate license. One of my good friends just got her license. That's a hard test to pass. And I'm like, so proud of you. Great job. We need to encourage and build and share and, you know, that's what we need to be doing, because I think if we all do that as a whole, not just as a body, but just as a whole, it's going to be a better place, and people can get out and do more of what they're called to do, because I think they're going to have a little more confidence.
And I think if we are fortunate enough to have children at home, and they're students, and they come home with a B, instead of saying, well, why didn't you get an A? Say, I'm proud of you. I know you worked hard for that. Now, I'll bet the next time you can do even better.
Right.
It's the way you present.
Yeah. And that's such a great word, proud. I'm proud of you. You just would not imagine what those three, I am proud of you, what those 5 little words can do.
Especially to a child.
Yeah, yeah,
To encourage our children.
right.
And be supportive and talk to them.
Yeah. And you know, the greatest gift that we can give our children is to have a relationship with the Lord. That's our greatest gift. It's not about the $150 pair of shoes, and it's not about the clothes and the phone. And, you know, see, I think that's where the world's going. Everybody's in that worldly mindset. Well, my kids know I love them because I gave them, you know, their first car, and I'm paying their insurance, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I disagree with that. The greatest gift that I have given my child is to have a relationship to Jesus Christ. My son does know the Word. He does know the Lord. He's not perfect, and I'm not either.
Nobody
as a parent,
is. Nobody is.
But I can know and feel assurance that he has a relationship with the Lord.
You're a love. I hope you'll come back.
You are as
And
well.
the book that I have here is called Visions, Dreams, and Destiny. And this is your book.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is available
Amazon.
on Amazon. Okay, okay. Destiny Yarbrough. She's a producer of television programs, and I hope that you will come back.
I would love to come
Okay.
back. It's been an
Thank
honor.
you. Thank you so much. And wherever you are, if you have kids at home, encourage them. And we'll be right here tomorrow. We'll be looking for you. Bye-bye.